You do not need a lot of supplies to make great cards. I made this with just stamps, ink, and paper. And I layered the paper on the outside and on the inside to add some extra color, but it also gives it a nice, sturdy, quality feel. Hello everyone, welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baca and I'm going to be showing you how to make an awesome card with just stamps, ink, and paper. These are some of my favorite cards because one, they're great if you need a quick and easy card. Two, they're great if you just don't have a ton of supplies, or if you're new to card making and you just don't have all that yet, you can still make a card with stamps, ink, and paper. So after you watch the video, there's a link in the description of this video that if you click it, it'll go directly over to my website, to this project, and that's where you can find the measurements so that you can make this card. I'll have additional photos to kind of give you some ideas, and you can also, there's the full list of supplies there if you want to purchase the supplies that I'm using, but I'm designing this card so you can use what you have at home. So all right, let's get started. So start with a stamp set that you love. I'm using this new one, Flowers of Beauty. This is in the new annual catalog. I was immediately attracted to this one because of making stamps, ink, and paper cards, because of the beautiful flowers with the two-step stamps where one stamps the outline and one stamps the inside. Man, this makes quick card making. Now this does not have any words, so I paired it with Unbounded Love, which is also new, has so many wonderful sayings in here that are going to be great for so many occasions. Happy birthday, with sympathy, best of luck, and then just lots of other beautiful words that are going to be able to be used on the outside of the card, but also words for the inside, and that's kind of harder to find words that you like. So there's our stamps. Next we need ink, and I just was having fun with color, and I just wanted to pair pumpkin with Lost Lagoon, and man, does it work. And then I added a little Daffodil Delight just to spice it up a little bit, and then black. At the end, I've got two other cards using completely different colors, but all the rest is going to be the same, just to show you what else you can do just by changing up the colors. The last thing you need is paper, and you're going to pick the same color of cardstock as your ink, and this, I'm going to be using this for my flowers, so I'm going to use this as my kind of under layer that is just going to give that slight bit of color and tie-in with the color of the flowers. We're going to start by cutting the card base. I don't normally show how to do this, but I thought, you know what, it's been a while and I want to show you. So put your cardstock in at the 4 1/4 mark in the portrait mode, and then score it, and this is going to give us the score line for 2 card bases. Now we're going to rotate into landscape position at the 5 1/2 mark over here and cut it in half, and now we've got 2 card bases, because if you're going to get all your stamps and stuff out, you might as well make 2 cards. So that's what we're going to do. Now the measurements for the card base and all the other pieces are on my website, sunnydaystamping.com. But if you like the printed out project sheet, these go to my email subscribers. So you can get on my list by clicking the link in the description to sign up. These go out on, my newest project sheet goes out on Friday morning. So I'm going to start by stamping my greeting, because that is like the most important part of the front of the card, and then I'll be able to put my flowers around where I want them. So I'm going to put my greeting first in this kind of top right hand corner. Now I'm using a Stamp and Pierce mat to stamp on with a piece of scratch paper. This just gives me a little bit of cushion. So if you struggle with getting a good image out of your stamps, this is going to make you more successful more of the time. At least it is for me. So now we're going to grab this big flower out of here. We're going to grab the outline first and put it on your stamp block. You just put them on there and then they don't fall off. And then we're going to stamp this in the pumpkin pie, and we're going to just dab it up, just pouncing it on top. And then I'm going to put one full flower kind of near the center of the card. And now I'm going to ink it up again. I'm going to rotate this so it's not going the same direction. I'm going to put a partial flower down at the bottom, and now I want to put one up here. You don't really want them evenly spaced. We want it to look random even though we're thinking really hard about it. And then there we go. So now before I put this stamp back, I'm going to take my scrap paper and kind of get the excess ink off, and then I'm going to wipe it on my Simply Chamois. When I'm using a stamp set where I'm going to be taking the stamps on and off, I'll put my wet chamois right there so I can just wipe my stamp, put it back, and then grab the other one and slap it right on. Now check this out. This is the inside of the flower, and without having to buy another color of ink, we are going to use this same color of ink, but in order to get a lighter tone, because if I was to stamp this right on here, it's just going to be a big orange blob. We're going to stamp off on the paper so that most of the ink is there, and then we're going to line this up with our flower, and look at that. It just gives a nice lighter tone, but perfectly matching, and we didn't have to buy another color. Now the problem is trying to line up the flower. There we go. So you just kind of rotate it and think you got it right until you've got it right. And you know what? Even if it's off a little bit, it doesn't really matter. Look, I'm going to do this one off and you'll see it looks just fine. So now you're going to grab a color for your leaves. And this is the same color as my card base because I want it all to be perfectly coordinated. So I'm just going to put one down here, and then I'm going to do a partial one over here. And you can see how I'm rotating it so they aren't going the same direction. And then this stamp set has these two little blobs. These are the inside of the leaves. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp off on the paper and then kind of line them up on your leaves and stamp there, and you can see it colors it in with a lighter color, but we didn't have to buy another color. Now I'm going to grab this little flower. It does have an insert also to fill it in, but I'm just going to use just the outline. I just want to add just a little bit of extra color around here, but I don't want everything to look the same, so that is why I'm not going to fill this one in. Where should we put this one? Right here? Oh yeah, that looks awesome. So we could fill in more of this dead space with little flowers or even more leaves, but I kind of want to leave it simple. Now we're going to set the front aside, and you're going to grab your other piece of paper, which is for the inside of your card. Now grab some more words that you like out of your stamp set and just pick one and put it right there in the top. And now I'm just going to put one orange flower right here in the center. And you know what? I think we'll keep it not filled in. The last thing you do before you put away all your inks, go ahead and grab your envelope because we have to make this pretty. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to take this big orange flower, rotate it, and just put a couple of them up here. That will look so pretty. And now let's go ahead and put one little stamp on the back of our envelope. Let's just take this little flower, and then I'll show you how you can fill this one in. We're going to do the same method of stamping off and then lining this up. Oh, this one I got to keep rotating. There we go. There. Now go ahead and grab your card base, and where the line is bumped up, that is going to be the middle of your card. So fold it over. Make sure the corners are lined up before you crease it down. And then just use your bone folder to run over the edge. And now you're going to figure out which way your card is going to go. Like, which way did I stamp it? I stamped it this way. And now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to put one stamp on the back of our card. So I'm just going to use that flower outline again. I'm going to wipe it off of the orange, and I'm going to stamp it just in the same color as this cardstock, just to give it a light color on the back. I don't know, I love that little detail. Now that's it. We've got all our parts and pieces done. Remember, you can get all the measurements on my website. And if you want that printed out project sheet, sign up for my email. It'll come out in Friday morning email. So we're just going to glue all these together and put them on the card, and we are done. There we go. Super fast, super quick and easy. Card with a matching envelope. Let me show the other examples. So here's the same color scheme, except I did it in horizontal. I also did not fill these in or add the green. So it just gives you a different idea of what to do. And I use those little flowers and a different idea on the envelope. For this one, I used the same of everything, except for I used a black card base with some Poppy Parade red underneath here, and the Poppy Parade red for the flowers. Then this one, I switched it up and I reversed it and did yellow flowers with the yellow ridge there around that yellow layer and a yellow layer on the inside. Lastly, I used the brand new color. This is beige and it is gorgeous, and stamped this with white ink, black ink, and then the insides of those flowers are the Lost Lagoon, which is what I put right here. Stamped on that crumb cake just makes it look so rich. And what a beautiful sympathy card. If it's May 2024 when you're watching this, the brand new annual catalog just got released along with a great starter kit deal. It's only available if you join in May. And this is for people who want to build a business if you want, but it's also for people who just buy craft supplies frequently and want to get a discount. I am so happy to have those hobby demonstrators on my team, as well as people who want to build a business. I welcome all of you, but the starter kit deal this month is you get $207 worth of products for $99. So it's the regular starter kit. Well, you get to pick $125 and pay $99 only, but they are adding in an extra over $80 worth of products. They are the 5 new Stampin' ink pads from the 5 new brand new colors, an assorted pack of cardstock with those colors, the markers that match, and a pack of designer series paper that matches. So if you're interested in that and you have questions, please reach out. I'll put a link in the description so you can find out more of the benefits. Have a sunny day.